Hey there, Ulti Zeta here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Toree Saturn. In the last episode, we beat the game because that's how the story mode worked. In this episode, we're going to level select so that we can get all our shiny S ranks. So that'll be nice and fun. Because I played every single stage, and because the timers conveniently show you exactly the times that you're supposed to go through, on today, this new day, I went back to the footage of me playing all the other stages, and I wrote down all the times that I have to aim for. So, that'll be fun and neat, and only one of them is more than 2 minutes long, so that's fun. Yes, so, we can get right on into it with Starry Highway. And I can try and remember how everything works. So yeah, it is a new day. Also, I'm getting slightly worried. Not necessarily about Toree. About specifically my Steam Deck. I think it's my dock. I think my dock is just fucking things up immensely. Because you remember from Pseudo Regalia, I had like an entire session where I was like, "Oh my god, controllers aren't working." That was pretty good. I need to hit a 52, so I'm only 2 seconds slow. For first try and not really remembering how things work, that's really not bad. I think my Steam Deck dock is just fucked. Because it's like sometimes I keep starting a session or aiming to start a session and I turn on the Steam Deck and it's just nothing but static. Like, not visually, but audibly, it's like nothing but static, and it's like, what the hell? Why is it just static? But then, like, there's a thing of, like, oh, so there's, like, an annoying static. Of just like I turn it on and it's like, why are you like being static? What the hell is going on here? And I have to finagle with HDMI cables, and like I can very clearly see that it's got nothing to do with the HDMI, because like I can plug in the exact same setup to my PlayStation 5, and that's not doing anything. And then there's also the fact that, like, my controllers are still draining a battery, like, at rapid-fire pace for some reason. And I'm pretty certain it completely bricked my Switch 1 Pro controller. Well, I was 1 second off that time, so not bad. That's bad. But yeah, that's weird. I just don't know. I think my Steam Deck dock is just totally bricked, because like when I was messing with the things, like the HDMI cables were totally fine. There was nothing wrong with any of them. There's nothing wrong with my Elgato recording software. Or, well, while there are things wrong with, you know, Elgato recording software, it's like unrelated to that particular moment in time. And sorry, I'm concentrating. Ah! It was my fumbling earlier. I think me, like, trying to do, like, the drop dashes in between those things isn't very fast, or at least not fast enough to warrant it. To warrant trying to do it, considering that fumbling can lead to such a mess up. But yeah, I think things just aren't working anymore with the thing, because, like, again, it was just... And this happened before, too, when I first started, when I tried to start recording Toree, like, it started with static, but then I didn't do anything, and it just fixed itself, so I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but whatever. But this time it took a lot more finagling, and once again, it just kind of randomly fixed itself. I don't know what's going on, so what I'm gonna try and do is order a replacement dock. I'm gonna try a non-valve dock and see if that has anything, mainly because those seem to be cheaper as well. But I don't know, because I've also always had problems audio-wise with the Steam Deck, because, like, when I was first recording Toree Panic Pack, that was the first thing I did on the Steam Deck, as far as recordings go, and I had an entire session where there was just no audio whatsoever. So, like, it's not the first time I've had problems with the audio coming from the Steam Deck. I just don't get it. Honestly, I see that game audio is coming through here now, and I can hear it from the TV, but I heard it from the TV the first time when I did Panic Pack, so I don't know. I'm genuinely still kind of worried that there might not be audio here, but I don't know. If there isn't game audio, I'll find out, and... I mean, I assume there's game audio. Again, I can see there are levels to look at. Anyways, that was a really easy and boring stage. Alright, so next, Cloud Paradise, I need to go for a 108. I guess I can talk about more of the game a little bit. And, I gotta say, I've been thinking about it in retrospect. I don't know if this game's as good as Toree 2 or even Toree 1. Well, I don't know if it's as good as the other Toree games, because, like, I'm mainly just thinking about, like, the level design. Oh, that's what happened. I didn't hit the thing. But I just mainly think that... Oops. I think that a lot of the stages in this game aren't the most engaging. This one is more engaging, certainly, but even then, it's like... I think certain aspects of the game just... The best way I can kind of describe it is, like, it feels like the Mario Kart World intermissions of Toree levels. So many of the stages are just kind of straight lines, with minimal, like, engagement, that... I don't know, I don't think, like, this is definitely a better stage, but I even think that stuff like the way that the camera will turn sometimes when, like, the camera turns automatically means that sometimes even when you're turning as a character, it doesn't feel like you're turning or, like, moving in a meaningful way, I guess. In a lot of ways, it feels like... I don't know. This is not the best stage to be talking about it, but the last stage, where I was basically talking about something else entirely, and just running in straight lines, not to mention the other Toree stage, the one with hockey and whatnot, like... I don't know, and it's just awkward to me. I feel like a lot of the stages, when I was playing them earlier, felt like straight lines. And I'm just thinking about, like, stages, like, from Toree 1 and 2 that were, like, way more open and engaging. I think that's actually, like, that's the benefit of, like, the more exploratory stuff, where, like, you're going for all the stars and whatnot. It means that there are other things in the stage you can do that aren't just go forward, and it means that the level design can be a little less obviously go forward. Because obviously, you know, when you're in a speedrun mindset like this, there's only gonna be, like, one optimal path. So it's going to be, like, straightforward in that regard no matter what anyway. That was on accident, I just want to say, but I was 83 seconds off from Shiny S there. 83 milliseconds. And I didn't even really mean to do that. I did have the thought of, I wonder if I can get into the tornado early, but I wasn't actually intending to try there. Wild. But, yeah, it does bother me. From a level design perspective, I feel like... Obviously, I haven't gotten S ranks in all of them yet. But... I do just kind of... worry that they're not going to be as engaging. Also, how lenient is this S rank, considering I've been bumbling stuff up, and I'm still ahead of my previous one? And last time I was within milliseconds of getting the shiny. This stage seems lenient to me. Yeah, okay. I'm 14 minutes in and I've already gotten 2 of these S ranks. 2 shiny S ranks even. Alright, well, fine. So far, New Seactropolis was like the one really actually engaging stage. Alright, Fleet exhibit. Yeah, I'll see Fleet with her arrows and apples and aetherness. Alright, so this is the Metal Harbor one. I'm going for a 101 here. Ow. Well, I'll just stick with this. Get a feel for the rest of the stage again. The other thing that I was kind of like thinking about with this game was I think I kind of hate the drop dash. Not necessarily the fact that it exists, but there's a S rank on. Oh, okay. Messed that up. Sure, whatever. It's because there's never, at any point ever, you don't want to be using it. In the sense of getting the speed boost when you land. There are times when you might not want to, like, drop as swiftly and stuff, you know? But there's basically, at no point do you ever want to not land. Probably make a cut there, actually. Oh, no. Just a little too far. So it's like, it reminds me of something I really don't like about Super Smash Bros. Melee. Which might seem like an odd comparison at first, but hear me out on this. I did dabble in competitive Melee at one point in my life. Mainly when I was in high school, so 2015 era ulti. Was playing a lot of Melee in high school. And I was never big on, like, a lot of the competitive techniques, you know? I never wave dashed, I never learned how to wave dash. But I at least respect something like wave dashing as far as, like, a mechanic that, like, takes skill and effort to apply, and something that you don't always want to be doing, you know? Something that is just genuinely, like, there is an element of worthwhile, like, skill expression and capabilities. I'm breezing through these shiny S-rings. These levels are not that engaging, huh? I'm talking about other things while getting these. Yeesh. These shiny S-rings are not like they... Alright. Why do you not take me back to level select? Okay, well, alright. Temple of Ka. This one was a interesting one. I was looking forward to trying this one. 123 is what I need to go for. So, like, there are things like wave dashing, where it's like, you actually have to try and do them, you know, like, I don't love them, and I never learned how to do it, because, like, it did just kind of annoy me, and it's annoyed me in other times it's appeared, because, at least in Melee, it's like, oh, this was an unintentional skill exhibit thing, but in other games, especially things like when it was like Nick All-Stars Brawl or whatever did it, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake, why are you doing this? I'm restarting for the sake of having maybe a better ghost time. I wonder if I can just cut that down. But, yeah, what bugged me was not necessarily wave dashing so much. I don't like it, but, like, I can at least respect it and understand where the value in it comes from. The one that I don't respect in any capacity, and... okay, good job. The one I don't respect in any capacity is L cancel, which, for those not in the know, is a technique where if you press the L button, like, frames when you land, then your landing animation just speeds up. So whatever, if you were doing an attack, then you become actionable faster, essentially. It basically means, in layman's terms, that if you press the L button every single time you land from a jump or anything in the air, you go faster, basically. You get to do things faster. So, in a game where it's like, being able to do things is important, being able to do things faster is important. So, it's just basically this incredibly important thing that there's no downside to ever not pressing L, but it basically means every single time you land, you have to press the L button. And there's no... it's like a switch. It's like, if if there's no point in doing it, then all it ever is, oh, you just always want to be doing this. And it's like, it's not frame perfect, but there's definitely a window to it. And at that point, like, my design mentality is, why would you ever just not have it be automatic then? Because otherwise, then you're just asking a player to always be pressing this button every single time you do a thing. It's kind of similar to how this game, Toree Saturn, did make one improvement to the mechanics, in that there's no longer a run button. Such that now you just move forward. You're not always going to be holding a trigger down, because that was the awkward thing, was like, the game was always asking you to hold a trigger down in previous Toree games. Ooh, I'm alive! I don't like those snakes. Fuck. I think if I didn't die there, I actually might have had it. Maybe? I don't know. Again, I'm going for 123, so I was 7 seconds off. I don't know if the death was that long. Hey, I can just make that donut. I was finally willing to fully commit to it. No, this stage is another stage that's like, look at all this straight line homing attack chains. I'm kind of missing the earlier Toree stages. I think the homing attack and drop dash have really kind of negatively impacted, like, my engagement with some of these stages. Like, I'm not having a good time, but, like, you can see why I'm like, this isn't as engaging as it once was. Snake wiggles, snake wiggles. Not bad, could definitely do better. I just realized those are also donuts again at the end of the stage. I can probably skip those too. I think that's like my main avenue of things. But yeah, like that's all I'm really trying to get at with the drop dash is like, I don't like that basically every time you jump, every time you're in the air, you never just want to land without pressing the trigger. It just seems like an unnecessary extra step. When it could simply just be... Oh. It makes it so that every time you land, you get a speed boost out automatically. Because there's not even like an exploration like avenue to this game, is the thing. There's no avenue of exploration. It's all intended to be just go as fast as you can. Now. Not to mention how, like... Ooh. Okay, I have to try a little bit harder for this one, but I at least appreciate that I'm having to try a little bit harder for this one. But I'm only 1 second off now. I'm just thinking about how much effort I put into New Seactro. Tropolis or whatever. And it's like, damn. And I'm also thinking about how much of that was just me struggling with the controls, too? Okay, so me cutting that corner is faster, it seems. Gotta take the snakes better. See, here I'm at least having to try again. Well, try and fail. Try and fail. Wonder if I don't make it here, I have an idea for that little section. Because they have like this upper like ledge. Kind of hold forward, actually. My problems with the snakes previously have just been that I'm, like, wobbling around with the snake. And I'm overthinking it as a result. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Wow, that is the absolute perfect time I've ever seen in anything. Wonderful. Okay. Alright, that one was a very simple level, but I at least appreciate there is something to it. But it feels weird to me that, like, I had to simplify what I was trying to do on the swervy snakes in order to do it. I don't know. Feels weird, but I at least like that one more than some of the other stages. There was more to think about, like cutting over the donut loops and whatnot, so I'll give it that one. That one, probably the best one so far. I've been recording for 30 minutes, and I've done 4 of these stages, and I'm gonna do a 5th one. Wow, okay. Let's just do back home. I'll probably do this stage and then end the episode, because I don't think I'm gonna do every stage. I don't think I have it. I don't think I'm capable of that per se. I don't think I'm capable of doing every stage. Especially because, like, the race is probably going to take a couple tries, and that stage is going to be 2 minutes at its fastest. I'm still going to need to, like, relearn that stage, so that stage is probably going to take some time. Oh look, straight lines. My favorite. I wonder if I'm just exaggerating or not, but it really does feel like the level design here is just less engaging. Maybe I just have to replay or look at the other Toree games. But I'm just remembering like the mountains. Like I remember the stage where you have to like go back and forth. Like the big purple areas. I remember like the big spaceship stages where like you have like all these like ways to go. Well, not necessarily ways to go. It wasn't like they were a maze, but like there were things like there's these giant models of spaceships, and like you have to like. I'm being very weird about like how I'm playing this right now. I really do not like the reticle. I think the problem I have with the homing attack in this game is solely due to the reticle. I think the reticle is more generous than what the homing attack actually lets you do. Okay. This stage at least feels like there's some of that had a little something more because it was like some of those things felt like they could be skipped, per se. Oh. These stages are really easy. I was going for a 107, so it was still tight there, but also, wow. I'm talking over these things, talking about other things, and I'm breezing through these shiny S-rings. I feel like that really does say something about this. Previous Toree games, I had to put in so much more time and effort into each stage to really feel like I learned them and did them as best as I could. I remember spending like 40 minutes on like Neo Osaka and trying to figure out how to like make the jumps and timing of things. I think that also the homing attack stuff in this game has also kind of negatively impacted one other thing, and that's like the level gimmicks. Where are the dash pads that you like speed through, like the gates? Where are the fans that blow you around? Where are like the crane things, or I don't know, lasers to dodge, the things to crush you, more things to avoid. Like, there aren't even that many enemies in this one. There's no water slides. There's no big tentacles from Sea Mama. Like, it feels like they introduce a lot of the same level gimmicks of, like, the speed rings that you boost through, the stars that you homing attack to bounce up onto, and the conveyor belts. And then that's it. That's all they have. And those gimmicks keep getting repeated throughout the stages, so this game feels weird. It just feels so weird. I shouldn't be breezing through all of this. I just shouldn't, and yet I am. And I don't love that, but whatever. First episode was probably really, really long. I haven't edited down, but it was like 55 minutes, and I did talk through most of it, so I'm just gonna keep this one short and simple, 35 minutes, just about. So, yeah, next time on Let's Play Toree Saturn, I'll finish the last 4 stages, probably. I mean, I did 5 in this episode, so if the pattern continues, I should be able to do 4 in the next episode. So, yeah. See you guys next time.